Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of Overhype Done Right. It looks like our intro didn't have sound. That's not good.
Whack.
That's
what are
whack.
you doing over there?
I don't know, man. It said it was outgoing. I don't know. OBS, I'm gonna fight you, OBS. Anyway, it's one more week since last week. That's usually how this thing rolls. I am your host, Raftpunk, aka Nick Groom, aka Raftpunk. However you want to say that. I'm here with a couple of guys. Binary Artist, a.k.a. Nick Oliva. It's not Nick Groom, but, I mean, it's a Nick, so that's still a good thing, right?
It's a better Nick.
Some would argue that. But anyway, what have you been up to, man? Playing some video games?
A little bit. Not too much. Been doing a lot of work, actually.
I usually see you in that Discord, though, and I see some games popping up. So.
Stardew. Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Like, I'll be in...
I have to play it. I have to
like
get everything.
Middle of the day, man. I'm like, oh, man, I'm at work. Can't wait to be off. And I, like, hop into Discord, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Are you playing from work?
No, man. No. I am strictly doing work. No.
Yeah.
No. And then I also played the Overwatch this past weekend. But no, I'm not playing games while I'm working.
Right.
Yep.
And now on to our next host, who needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. Alexander Riz, the guy who plays video games as well, right? You play video games.
Lots of them.
Good.
It's pretty much all I do.
What have you been up to, man?
Well, this weekend we had the Overwatch.
Oh man,
very close beta. It was open for like what? Not even 24 hours. I think. How long was it open?
It was 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
It was 2 days. Yeah, it was only 24 hours for me. I think I put in a good 20 hours.
What level did you end up getting to, man?
I'm pretty sure I got to like level 19.
Man, you you pushed.
What a loser. No life.
Yeah, man.
I got no life.
Did you get any like really epic skins, man? Like what happened with that? Did you get any like good drops?
Actually, I got one of the legendary skins for Lucio.
The frog?
No, it was.
Then get out of my face. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. What did you?
No. Oh wait, yeah. No, it was the frog.
It was
like,
the frog.
like old metallic.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, actually.
Man, see, I hope that like did when you got it, did it turn out that like the abilities, were they themed at all? Like, did he like sound like a ribbit and stuff?
You know, I never actually played it. Like I got it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, but I never actually played it. But I could tell you that
doing the research for the show, right? That's what it. Yes,
yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was doing. You know, getting footage that I didn't, record. But
well, it's been pretty tough to record Overwatch anyway.
Yeah. It's a beast of a game. I wasn't having too many issues streaming. I did have to downscale to 720, which, I mean, I hear people do that anyway, so that's not a big deal, I guess. But no, yeah, it was a good weekend, man. We got some good games in, and we ended up hanging out with the guys over there at Convert to Raid for Pat Crane and Jules playing some Overwatch during drinking and swearing. That was that was an
how was that? I was going to join you guys, but I mean they were full, and even though like I got into the bystanders. Oh wait, no, what was it?
Spectators.
The spectator. Yeah. I got into spectators. I'm like, no, I only got this for like another 30 hours. I want to play this.
In there, yeah.
I want to play.
They set up the custom rules. In the first map that we actually played on, we lost in like, what was that, like a minute or something?
They set it up, and like I guess the Jules like set it up so that it had like a 200% increase. She thought, I guess, that it was going to be a decrease. But
no. This was that one was the where we had to keep changing characters every time we died.
Yeah. It was like an auto draft for a different character every time.
That was so bad.
But nobody I guess.
Wow.
Because everybody was new to the game, there were some people on the other team that have been playing it like frequently, and we had just gotten in, so like we got on these characters, we had no idea what we're doing. Yeah, it was bad.
It was kind of funny.
It was horrible.
You got wrecked.
Yeah,
when they made us all, what was it, tanks or whatever.
That was
pretty well.
Yeah, man, we wrecked it. We were running around. I was playing Stitches. What's his name?
Roadhog.
Actually, I was looking before they shut everything down. I was looking at my career page.
Right.
And Roadhog, I played the most. I played like 4 hours of Roadhog.
That's crazy,
the entire
man.
thing. Yeah.
I had Soldier 76 most of the time, but then I got into Roadhog. I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty decent with him, so I started using him more. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to jump between a few of them. I was trying to jump around with like Genji. I was hanging out with him a little bit. I was playing Roadhog. I was playing the other guy that's like the same as Roadhog, but like, what's his name? I'm sorry, Junkrat. So I was playing around with him. He was pretty fun. Like he has just those grenades that kind of just bounce everywhere. So it was definitely a blast. So I can't wait to play it. That's why I keep you around, man. Just so like when I make puns or jokes I don't even know about, you just like, haha, and I'm like, that's right, meant to do it.
Zing.
What was your worst character opponent?
Like worst person to go up against?
Yeah.
Dude, Hanzo and Genji, if they are played well, there's no stopping them. And it is
I thought Tracer was pretty rough.
I didn't
Bastion.
Or more annoying.
Bastion was the most annoying
Bastion was
character.
pretty hard, man.
And
hit you with those cannon shots.
Very unbalanced. He gets in that whole cannon thing.
I don't think it's unbalanced. Because
but he's also stuck there too.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I jumped, and this is another character that I was playing. I jumped in on what was her name? Farah. And like, so if somebody's set up as a turret, you just straight up just jump into the air and like rocket him, and it takes like 2 rockets and he's done. Like
no.
And because he's stuck, there's nothing like that. Those 2 rockets, he can't out heal that rocket.
We had a Bastion on our team, so I went. What's the German guy? The tank.
What,
you know what I'm talking about?
Tank?
Yeah, well, he's got the giant shield.
Oh, the Reinhardt.
Yeah, Reinhardt.
Yeah.
So
Lionheart.
And
Final Fantasy.
we were defending, and the payload was like just right on the crack of them winning, and we got kind of like a team wipe. You know, we got pretty lucky. So he just jumps on top of it, and I just queue in as Reinhardt, and I come back out, and I just sit right on top of him, and I just put my shield up and just wipe their group as they come by. For 4 minutes, they couldn't do anything.
Man,
I just like, because he literally just kills characters.
I think, well, like I said, I think that it has a lot to do too, though, with the game hasn't been out. Well, it's not out, and there's like a meta that hasn't formed yet, and it'll come around. Like if somebody sees a play kind of like that Reinhardt Bastion setup, you know, people are going to switch to different characters on their team to kind of counter that. You know, and I think that'll all come in time, but right now you're throwing like. That's like almost like a complex setup for brand new people. Like, how do you deal with that? Because honestly, I don't know. My best bet would be like, let me jump on Farah and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
I would have gone with Genji actually. Genji could use his slash ability to get right through that, and he could just wreck Bastion.
One of my favorite things about Genji against Bastion too is if you pop your E, I think it is, he like does like this. Yeah. Well, what you can do is if you focus your reticle, it shoots them back at them.
Yeah.
So that's pretty rad right there, I think.
Yeah,
I love Genji.
I've wrecked
I couldn't get used to him, though. I tried, and I was like, he's somewhat difficult to use.
He's a high skill cap. Yeah. I'll give you that. But I was
getting into Tracer, like, towards the end there.
She's a high skill cap, too, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's super fun, because at first I'm like, oh, you run around, then you could use your rewind. Like, no, you could confuse the heck out of people. You could come in, like, you know, run around them, do a few shots, take a couple, some damage, and then just rewind all the way back to where you were, and just be right behind them, and then just wreck them, because you have no idea where the hell you are.
Yeah, she's nuts. Like, I hated her as an opponent. Like, I'm like jumping all over the place trying to catch her, and it just doesn't happen. I
never let her get too close, because her blink ability is actually really far, and she could just get right behind you, and you wouldn't even know it. So, if I see a Tracer, like, I try to keep her at a distance.
So speaking of Tracer, right? Something else happened today. Like,
oh yeah,
a few hours
the Tracer
ago.
drop.
Tracer dropped in Heroes, right?
Well,
Heroes
for those that pre-ordered.
For those that pre-ordered.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I think
and got the Origins.
If you pre-ordered, you got all your goodies across all the games.
But Tracer Butts is now in Heroes of the Storm is what we're getting at, right?
Yeah.
I will be trying her tonight.
Yep, I will be too. It's again, she's high skill cap in that game as well. Apparently super squishy. From what I'm hearing in the Lords of the Storm Discord, it's somewhere underneath of or between Li Ming and Abathur. That's where her health pool lies. So if that tells you anything, very squishy.
Well, her recall ability seems like it's going to be nuts. I mean, it returns you back in time to the position you were 3 seconds ago. I'm reading right off the page.
Yeah.
Instantly reloading your ammo, and then removing all negative status effects.
Now,
so basically, use that, you get out scot-free. Hopefully.
Oh my god.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Negative effects. That right there is kind of like that's a big thing right there. You know, let's say you get hit with some alts, you're out of there, man.
Basically, you just let all the other team throw all their negative effects on you, then you jump out of it, and then they just wasted all those effects.
If you can handle the damage,
if you can handle the damage,
yeah. Like if you got to get healer or something like that, maybe a shield up. Go ahead, Riz. You got something?
So I thought that she dropped, and if you pre-order, you get her for free. Pre-order people got her for a whole week before you could even buy her.
So starting today, though, right?
Starting today. Yeah, starting today. So right now you have a whole week to play around with her before anyone else can get to her.
I've heard some rumblings in the community that again, this is dated information, and when I say dated, I mean like a couple of hours. That she was not available in Hero League though, and I don't know if it's because she's got to be level 5 or something.
I get that actually, because if she's not available to everyone, would be an unfair advantage if she turned out to be super OP.
Right.
So I kind of get that.
Yeah. But definitely, I mean, there's a lot of really good information going around out there, and people talking about how she's going to play and where her spot in the meta is going to be. But I know in that video, the demo video, I saw like a crazy play with it was Sonya. She jumped in with the slam where it sets up the crater and usually locks you in, but Tracer recalled out of it, so now Sonya's stuck in her own crater.
That'd be hilarious.
It was pretty rad. Yeah.
Nice.
So I can't wait to see some people
awesome plays.
people who aren't me and actually are good at the game do it. I want to see what happens with that because I feel like they're going to be pulling off some pretty crazy things.
Oh, you think you got me? Oh, no, you didn't.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And she's got the 3 blinks essentially. Like Li Ming's got that 1. She's got 3 and then a recall. So that's I don't know.
It wouldn't be any different than in Overwatch.
Her ult starts at 1. Her ult starts at 1. That's nuts. Yeah.
Oh
I don't know how fast it charges, but I mean, imagine getting an ult off kind of before the other team even gets theirs.
So here's a question. How long until she gets nerfed?
Probably a week.
That's why they're giving it to us a week early, so we can test it out and see how over...
Oh, my God.
They also tweaked some of the maps with that little patch that they did.
Did they? Do you want to touch on some of that?
Yeah. So on the Infernal Shrines, you know how a lot of people are like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Like the first Infernal, he's not all that powerful. Well, they just increased the health.
Did they?
I guess a lot. So
they wanted to entice people to make it more important to go after that objective.
Yeah.
So it's just like whatever. We'll just do whatever else. Yeah.
Well, all right, so real quick, this is breaking news. Breaking news. I'm going to get one of those little sounders. I'm going to play it. It looks like in our chat room, we've got somebody who doesn't like Tracer already. Not a fan of Tracer.
Okay.
Not a fan of Tracer because it feels like it's OP, or he just doesn't like the play style.
We have no comment yet. We'll have to wait and get back to that.
We'll just sit here until we get a comment back.
All
right, just stare.
Everybody just awkward silence. No, we're not going to do that because then the people on iTunes are going to hate us.
It's only awkward if you let it be.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's.
But also
the first
tower,
Infernal, right?
No, yeah, Infernal. That's pretty much the big one. They decreased some of the like the root duration goes from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds, and I guess the ice trap spawn goes from 2.5 to 2 seconds. But the big one for me is the Towers of Doom. We all love the Towers of Doom map.
I'm not opposed to it anymore. I used to not like it. I'm okay with it now.
The events where there's 3 altars that spawn only happens twice per game now.
I enjoy that. That's going to make life a little bit nicer. And it looks like Death and Black says
the game, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, Death and Black is calling out saying she is a super easy counter. She is a one stun done. So
yeah, I can see that. She's super squishy.
Yeah,
I mean, she just jumps around. You have to use her blink.
You have to use her abilities correctly. You don't want to blow everything all at once.
Right. You want to go in, tap, get out.
You want nothing on cooldown.
Just in
or
and
in
out.
succession.
Yeah. So
you want to make sure that your ammo's all loaded and everything.
Now I wonder if she's going to be like a roamer or if she's going to be able to lane. What do you guys think?
She's a roamer.
Yeah.
She's an in and out.
Like
a
Nova Zeratul.
Kind of like a Nova. Yeah. Kind of like a Nova type thing.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, anybody got any other notes on Heroes of the Storm before we move on?
Nope. Just that I'll be playing tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait. And by the way, if you guys want to hang out afterwards, we'll get some custom matches in or something and play some all Tracer. Everybody go Tracer. That's what we're gonna
do. All Tracer all day.
All Tracer all night. All right.
Think how annoying that would be.
God.
Be like all Novas.
Oh man. I had a match the other day, real quick. It was Zeratul. It was a Nova. It was an Abathur and Dahaka, and I went as Thrall. So.
Well, what build a Thrall?
I stay alive build. Because let me tell you something. That was like, no one showed up for team fights. It was horrible. But anyway.
Oh, we forgot to mention one of the biggest changes with the matchmaking. They're making it so that players are matched within 10% of each other.
Whoa! I didn't catch that today. So
yeah, where did you get that? I didn't even see that.
It's right in the patch notes, guys.
Hey,
did you read your patch notes?
I read my patch notes. Hey, you listen here.
I'm going to read the exact quote for you.
I skimmed the patch notes. Oh, quick matchmaking is right there.
Yeah, they made it so.
Wait, so this is only for
people are actually matched much better because sometimes you go up against a team that's like ridiculous. You have no chance.
Fair enough.
Then next time you'll just destroy the team. So now they just made it a little bit more. It's a 45 to 55% victory rate between the two teams that are matching.
Well, that's good.
This is for quick match though.
Yeah, Hero League. I guess
match.
Is be,
Hero League. That's you're on your own.
They're already talking about a possible MMR. No, they're already talking about an MMR reset, right? They've said it's either going to be a soft or a hard. They haven't decided which, but it is coming. So there's that, right?
Well, I even feel like the Hero League isn't matched that well either. So I think they definitely need to reset that. And maybe tweak it a little bit.
And they will. Well, I think that's why the first season is so far out, is because they're trying to get it right.
I'm pretty sure it's in August. August is when they're coming out with ranks and all that jazz. Well, that's what they promised, like way back when. Right. So around August time is I guess when they're going to be implementing a lot of the more champion based.
Champion?
Not champion.
Wrong game. Fair enough, though. So
doesn't matter. I'm not going to think about Heroes of the Storm. Overwatch
stuff. Anyway, stuff's coming August. Crazy stuff happened with Heroes of the Storm. So catch up on that if you haven't. Let's get moving on though, so we're not sticking on Heroes all day every day. There are podcasts out there who do that a lot better than we do. Let's see here. Hearthstone, Old Gods. You guys familiar? Any of you guys play Hearthstone?
I do occasionally
when you're pooping.
But not when I poop.
Most people do.
Lately,
when you're at work.
When he pees, though. When he's standing up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I sit down when I pee. So, you know. But I mean, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts during those times.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's okay. That's okay.
That game is good. We've talked about that, but I personally play. I've been playing Hearthstone a little more. Work's been slow, so I've been able to kind of just like we're waiting on calls to come in, so I can bring it up, play a couple. I usually play Patron Warrior, but I can't do anything right now because of this new thing that's coming out. They're doing Wild and Standard. For those who aren't aware, Wild's going to be all the cards that have ever been Standard's only going to be the past 2 expansions. Is that what it is?
They're doing kind of like what Magic does, but they're modern and standard tournaments.
And they kind of have to do this at this point. The cards have gotten so plentiful. You're getting some really crazy wombo combos out there, and they want to be able to put a stop to that.
Yeah, and that's the best way. I mean, you can't ban cards on a game like this. Mm-hmm. So
people get upset. They bought those cards, kind of like in Heroes, where people bought these heroes, right?
Yeah.
So they're spending real money, and they don't want it to feel like it's just going to waste. So I think you're right. I think this is the best move going to a standard. But anyway, this is the new expansion that's coming out. Old Gods is going to have a lot of crazy cards. I know Multizord in the Lords of the Storm Discord has been flooding the Hearthstone channel with new cards, and a lot of them are really crazy. One of them that he posted today, it's a 1-drop, but literally every turn, it's a different card. So it just changes to a different card every time. So that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of really weird stuff out there. It's gonna. I know personally, I prefer the arena to the Tavern Brawl to actually playing ranked, because there's some really crazy modes out there. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It'll give me a chance to actually dive into Hearthstone a little bit more. But I've run into issues where I just feel dumb. People will like wreck me all in like, oh, it's 6th turn. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom.
That's
boom,
why
done.
I only play Tavern, because I know I can win.
My biggest issue, because I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering, and I still do. Like, I just haven't really collected like the past like 2 sets. But my biggest thing with Hearthstone is that I feel like I can't physically sit here and lay out my deck, and I could do it. I know you could do it on the game, and then I could look up cards and stuff like that. But for me, not physically seeing like I have for this, blah blah blah, it's hard for me to put in a deck. I don't know, like it just.
Hey, man, look, here's the thing. I tried to play Magic after playing Hearthstone because I was like, man, I'm enjoying Hearthstone. My local comic book shop has Magic nights. It'd be cool to hang out with people in real life and, like, just hang out, right? I can't play a
Magic's a whole nother beast.
It is. I sat there. I can't remember, right? Like, it's like you got to this, and then you got another part of your turn, and then you got to do that same thing again, and I'm just like, dude, like, if I'm not allowed to do it, don't let me drag the card. And that's why I love Hearthstone, because if it's like
constraints.
Exactly.
It's upkeep, first phase, battle, second phase.
Look,
That's
here's
too
the
much.
thing. Here's the thing. Nick, I don't think you're understanding. Riz has just cracked it for me. I am now going to be able to play, even though for the past 6 months I've tried. Him saying those 4 words or whatever it was, guess what? I'm now going to be able to play Magic. Right now.
Now, the thing is, like, each of those phases can be broken up to 3 different phases. But
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people are like, well, you could totally do it here, but you don't really want to do it there. And I'm just like, so if I drag this card, are you going to stop me? And if you say yes, then good. If you say no, that means I can do it. Like, that's why I love video games.
You lost me at phases.
Exactly. Done.
I want it to be your turn, then my turn.
Yeah.
That's it.
You lost me at Magic the.
Yeah. You lost me at Magic. I thought you were a magician. I got really excited. You're not, though. You're not David Copperfield. Anyway, Hearthstone, Old Gods. Anything else anybody wants to throw out there other than Blizzard is really wrecking it in every category that they jump into? Like, all of their games.
They're going crazy this year.
Yeah. Blizzard's really popular right now, unless you put it on a private server.
Oh.
Hey,
low blow.
Look,
Too
here's
soon.
the thing,
Too
man.
soon.
Here's the thing. I think we may have been onto something with that legacy. Not necessarily just in WoW, but just like legacy Blizzard games, maybe. Never know. We'll see. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go back and check out episode, what was it, 10? Yeah.
11.
11.
11? No,
Last
it was
episode?
11.
Okay.
Last
Yeah,
episode.
go check out last
We don't
week.
even know our
Yeah.
own episodes.
No. Dude, I listened to this one podcast, and, like, I kid you not, the guy could be like, I had a hot dog, and if you want to know my thoughts on hot dogs, check out episode 241. And it's just like, how do you remember that? How do you do that? And he's like, it's probably around the, like, 10-minute mark. I'm like, dude, what?
Wow.
How do you know?
He's a professional.
I guess.
Can't remember what I
He's a
ate this
professional
Screw that.
podcaster. He's professional at hot dogs.
Maybe. Hot dogs are amazing. Like, I'm going to throw that out there. What? Get out of here. We're
What?
done. I'm having hot dogs at my wedding. Anyway, moving on. No Man's Sky. Is anybody excited for this? Because I'm really not.
I'm not like super excited, but I'm definitely interested in it.
I was at first, but then it just kept getting pushed back.
Like, I haven't been following it since like it was first announced, like a lot of people have.
Yeah, I can't.
But it looks interesting for me because I like to go out and explore and do things. But it seems like it can get boring fairly quickly.
The thing is, I mean, it says it's like in Steam. It says it's under MMO, but it's really not.
It's furthest thing from an MMO.
It's not even
single
multiplayer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's single player. The only MMO part of it is when you discover a certain whatever, like your tag will come up on it. I think, like when you tag a planet, when you're the first one to ever
So,
discover it.
is this all the same universe then? On like
I
a remote server?
Maybe I think so. It's
So,
not
because
ranked.
it wouldn't make sense if you were tagging it, no one else can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Except
So
just to know what you've tagged already.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I feel like
so-
that's just gonna get annoying. That would like
And then-
that would just
and then could
annoy
I take
me.
somebody else's tag away?
yeah, well, for me, it's like, oh, I want to be able to tag something, so I'm gonna pass up all these other planets and not check them out, just so I could just keep on going
Yeah.
somewhere until I could finally tag a planet.
Yeah.
And not enjoy. And that's the double-edged sword that I don't like about No Man's Sky. Like at one point I want to be able to enjoy going around and check out planets, but it would be cool to have an MMO aspect where I run into other people. But the only MMO aspect is tagging the other planets. So if I want my name on a planet, then I can't enjoy myself. I have to go and just boom, find something so far out that no one's gone it yet.
I agree. You know, I will say they could have easily pulled me in permanently by making this a co-op game, like 5 players max, and not even like there's no objective. So just let me hang out with my buddies, like get drunk and let's go explore some
most
planets.
would agree with you.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, that's
Most
all
would agree with you. Yeah.
You had me at get drunk.
Yeah, like let's just get drunk right now, guys. Everybody just like
Go visit some planets and stuff.
Right? Like, it would have been awesome. I mean, like, I'm not super excited about the game, like I said, and like even like thinking about it because like I want there to be settlements or like ruins, right? When it's just going to be animals for me. Like I'm not really like that's cool, I guess, but like I said, the one little thing that would have pulled me in is like if I could get together with you two guys and we could just go screw around out there. You know, like even if you guys get like into it, and I'm just like there for along for the ride, just hanging out playing a video game, that's fine for me. You know what I mean?
I gotta assume that they're gonna have some different types of architecture and landscape.
See, I heard it
on
was
each
all.
planet.
I heard,
but
it was
I'm not
all-
100% on that.
I heard it was all biology.
If it's all biology, that I don't know, it's missing
right.
like,
That's what I
a
felt.
cultural feel to it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but
Confound it. Okay. Name of this game. It's a lot like No Man's Sky, but it's gonna be an MMO. You can buy your own ships. Oh my goodness! Why can I not remember?
Eve Online.
Oh, you shut your name mouth.
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
What the hell's wrong with you?
All right. Anyway, we'll let Riz do a little researching because No Man's Sky. Real quick, around the horn. You guys excited? Yes or no? Binary.
Oh God.
Pessimistic.
I'm not excited, but I'll definitely play it.
All right, Riz. What are you, man?
No Man's Sky. You know, I'm not gonna buy it at its base price. If I get it for like $30,
And it's
I think that'd be
60.
worth it.
That's another thing. It's $60.
It's $60. It's $60. It's pretty. That's a pretty hefty.
I think it's going to look more flashy than it has gameplay.
I feel like, but here's the thing: if there's anybody who listens to us, we'll know about it after this episode because they will hate me and they will let it be known because I just trashed No Man's Sky, and it's like that is like you don't do that. You don't say bad things about No Man's Sky because apparently this is the game to end all games, and I'm like, I think
really people
yeah.
actually say that.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
a pretty
think
strong
I've come to a realization.
That is a pretty strong statement.
I think well, maybe not that extreme, but like the minute you say something bad about that game, people are usually like on your case. But
the fanboys will be all over you.
Star Citizen, excuse me. Oh my goodness. So, have you guys heard about Star Citizen?
not a
I've
thing.
heard the name, haven't seen the game.
All right, I'll give you lowdown. What it is, Star Citizen is going to be a MMO in a gigantic, I don't know if we can recall a sandbox. It's a giant freaking sandbox, but basically right now I could like go and buy my spaceship. It's with real money. I actually have a spaceship that I'm already going to buy. It's $275.
Holy crap! What?
Yeah.
Let's all take a moment of silence real quick. I wanna remember Riz's wallet as it is, not as it will be. So,
It's like just after a Steam sale. Empty.
God.
Right.
Gabe, no.
So there's a lot of things you could do. You know, you can get short flight fighters where you could kind of just guard people who are transporting, which you could buy ships for transport. Or for me, I bought a space exploration ship, which looks pretty sweet. I'll show it to you guys later.
Sounds like Eve.
Oh god, it's first person. It's not some stupid.
Okay, Eve first person.
Oh god.
I did play
it for a bad taste in my mouth.
Wait a minute. Is it so it's StarCraft Ghost is what you're saying?
Oh, oh, it's nothing like that. It's gonna be open world, and it's gonna be.
Is it going to be as slow as Eve?
No,
because Eve is pretty slow. At least
Eve is pretty stupid. That's what Eve is. I hate
All right, Larry. Let's move on.
All right, We're moving on.
Let's see. Gears of War 4. Now, like, I don't know if you guys played it, Gears of War games. But let me explain how I first came to find out about what we're about to talk about. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and some guy was like, "Man, this Gears of War 4 is looking real good. I'm so excited." And I was like, "Dog, that's like Gears of War 2. That's not Gears of War 4. That was Gears of War 4. It just looked like that." Like
so you're not.
I'm gonna guess they're using a lot of reusable parts, especially the game engine.
I mean, but you would think like this is Microsoft's baby, right? Like this is like their other Halo. This is their system seller. Like, aren't they gonna push it? Aren't they gonna like try to make it like? Have you guys seen Uncharted 4? It looks like a freaking movie, and you're gonna have Gears come out, and it's gonna look like it belongs on the 360. Like,
first we have to question how long has it been in development.
Look,
I mean, I don't.
It comes out in October. It has a release date of October.
Yeah,
well, look, I get it. Still, it wasn't. When I looked at it, I did think last gen, and that's a little disheartening. And it's not even in the sense of like Fallout 4. Like Fallout 4, the graphics weren't phenomenal, but I don't know. Where do you?
The same could almost be said about Doom, because when I played the multiplayer, the graphics weren't like, oh my god, amazing, but looking like a much older game. I mean, when did Gears of War 2 come out? I mean,
it was
it was a long time ago.
I might be exaggerating. Maybe it was 3, but still, it wasn't. When I looked at it, I did think last gen, and that's a little disheartening. And it's not even in the sense of like Fallout 4. Like Fallout 4, the graphics weren't phenomenal, but I don't know. Where do you?
The same could almost be said about Doom, because when I played the multiplayer, the graphics weren't like, oh my god, amazing, but I mean, it felt like a Doom game.
Right.
Not necessarily cheap, but not like
cheesy,
out of this world. Cheesy.
You mean Call of Doom?
Call of Doom, yeah. No, not even in the same category.
Tonight on the 7 o'clock news, shots fired on.
Don't ever put Call of Duty and Doom in the same category.
This weekend was a big beta weekend for actually a few games, and it was for, Doom and Call of Duty. Doom had one this weekend too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the one last weekend.
So that's all I heard on some message boards, on like some people's Facebook feeds and all that. It was Call of Overwatch or Call of Doom. It's like people are just saying it's like, oh, it's just like Call of Duty, which makes me mad because I hate that game with a passion.
First of all, where did all these games even come from in the first place? Who started it all?
Battlefield.
Pong?
What? Did you say Battlefield? I don't remember Battlefield being out in 94, 92.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Wolfenstein, Doom, those are the originals.
Wolfenstein, yeah. Wolfenstein's... love that game.
Yeah, it's another Call of Duty, yet all these games were out well before Call of Duty.
And, well, that's just like, kids.
So I guess getting back to Gears of War 4, though, have you guys had a chance to look at this video?
I haven't looked at any videos. I've looked at screenshots.
But so you're seeing it though.
Yeah.
And would you agree with me in the?
It could be kicked up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It should be kicked up a lot.
I mean, I like how they're not just giants anymore. They're actual normal sized people.
Right.
Actually, let's try to figure this out. Why would they go lower scale graphics on one of their new gen systems? Is it to get the full 60 frames a second? I mean, or are they limited to 30?
To be fair, the Xbox is notorious for having frame rate issues right now.
So that might be one of the reasons why they didn't go with
junk system.
Hey, none of that. We're not doing that. We're not that type of podcast.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Simply, it's not for you.
It's not the system for me.
I will say though, I own both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I've used my Xbox One maybe 3 or 4 times. Ori and the Blind Forest was amazing for it.
The big thing, yeah, that was a good game.
It's I really wanted the Xbox to work, like, because Gears of War, and I actually kind of like the controller. Like I love the controller. I have the clone of the controller for my PC, and
I prefer the
and they're very innovative. I love their whole voice command and all that. It's really cool. It's just like, where did they go wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm hoping, like, they catch up with everybody's talking about these 0.5 systems that are going to be coming out. So hopefully we'll see some advancements there. But you never know, I guess. Going around the horn, Gears of War 4, any thoughts?
It'll probably be a good game.
You think they'll pick it up? You think they'll go back in and kind of like, look, guys, we got to tweak it up. We got to make it look prettier.
Yeah, in 10 years when they remaster it.
You mean in 2 years when they remaster it?
Yeah, probably.
That's usually how it works.
Put on the Xbox
Batman,
1.5.
Batman's getting a collection. I just want to throw that out real quick. Batman, they're getting like a whole collection to the PS4. Really excited about that. If you haven't played the Arkham games, they're actually pretty good.
I played.
The Arkham games are amazing. That new one that came out.
They had a lot of problems with that.
You mean Batman Arkham Tank?
Oh
man! All right, we're getting salty. Let's move on. God, last blah 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 words. They're hard. Last but not least, I want to talk about one thing, and this we can kind of get salty about because it never happened, but it's also freaking hilarious. It's probably the funniest thing I've seen in a very long time. Back, what was it? Maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Everything was getting an MMO. I mean, everything. Star Wars got one. World of Warcraft was thriving. Every time you turn around, DC Universe Online, everybody was getting an MMO. Well, it just leaked some gameplay and some footage from another MMO that didn't make it to the streets, and that is Guitar Hero, the MMO.
I saw that.
What? What?
Wait, no. And I think it would be a pretty cool idea, actually, because, all right, so I used to own all the Guitar Heroes and the, what was the other one? Band, whatever.
Rock Band.
Rock Band. And I had a lot of fun with them because I liked playing the guitar, and I would have a couple drinks after work and play some Guitar Hero. I thought it was pretty fun, but it got kind of boring because I was playing by myself. So, and even on some of the online stuff wasn't all that good. So, I think if you could go online and be like, hey, I'm a guitar player. Or you have someone like, hey, I mainly sing, or hey, I play, drums or whatever, or I could do the bass. I think that would be actually a pretty cool game.
But
this took it a step further. Right?
So it wasn't that you were playing guitar, man. You were managing a venue.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't
you had to
even
build up your own venues.
You weren't even playing any music anymore. You were just building a venue and like trying to like take over the town.
Yeah.
What?
Get people to play your venue, yeah.
See, and that's where they went wrong. They were like this is what Guitar Hero was, and we're like, we're not going to do anything like that. We're just going to use the name, and then we're going to be like, oh, make your own crappy little club.
I hate that you actually had me like get an idea for a Guitar Hero MMO though, because now I'm like, dude, you could have like your own band, and then you would have progression, and like every Friday night you'd have like show night, and that instead of raid night, it's show night, and you actually have to go to this like venue and try and get the judges to get excited and all this stuff. I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm done with this.
Like, oh, hey, we only play Metallica songs.
So. I'm done with everything that you're... No, we're done.
And they were boasting that their servers would be extremely efficient. Like their online services.
Hey, wait a minute. Who puts this game out again? It wasn't EA, was it?
DJ Hero. Freestyle games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
said they could turn off some servers and then turn them back on when they need them under demand. And like... They're highly efficient.
Oh.
So efficient it didn't even make it out.
Well, anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. It's been fun. I wanted to leave people with that little chuckle. Does anybody have any wrapping up thoughts on Guitar Hero, the MMO?
No.
Are
Good
you
thing it
sure?
didn't come out.
My idea was way better.
Yeah, I guess. I hate you. Anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. Binary, where can people follow you, hang out with you, man?
You can find me on the Twitters at binary_artist. You can also find me on checkpointahead.com, where we also house many articles and other podcasts to watch and listen to while you're being lazy or something. Then you can also check me out on Facebook at Checkpoint Ahead Podcast.
Yeah, that sounds cool. What about you, Riz?
You could find me on the Twitter that you're forcing me to try to use at Twitter / or at or whatever, Alexander. Or you could find me I'm going to start streaming again pretty soon here. So Twitch / Alexander. Or you could find me in Overwatch in about 2 weeks.
Because the world needs heroes.
The world needs heroes.
The world.
Wow, that was corny.
Hey, that's their line. Get out of here. Anyway, I am your host, Raph Punk. You can find me on Twitter at Raph_Punk. You can find me at checkpointahead.com, where, like Binary said, we have all of the podcasts you'll ever need. Literally all of them. You go there, we've got one for cooking, we've got one for cleaning, we've got one for how to tend to we don't have those, I'm lying. We only have ones about video games and other geeky things, so if you're looking for a cooking podcast, that's not the place to go. So don't go there. But anyway, until next week, guys, we'll see you then. Later.